Swami Vivekananda, the foremost disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, was a great visionary. He founded the twin institutions, the Ramakrishna Mott and the Ramakrishna Mission, to serve God in man. The guiding principle behind the various activities of the Mott and Mission is Atmano Mokshartam Jagadhitaya Cha, for one's own liberation and the good of the world. Through its social services, the mission has successfully touched the lives of millions of people all over the world. Villagers living in the remote interiors of Latur are just one such group of beneficiaries. Latur is a nondescript backward district in rural Maharashtra and was speckled with sleepy little hamlets with typically thatched homesteads. The farmers were used to peace and poverty, but not to tragedy. 30th September 1993. An earthquake measuring 6.4 in the Richter scale wrought havoc and destruction in the districts of Latur and adjoining Osmanabad. 5,000 people were killed. Many more were injured. Houses had been reduced to rubble. Property worth rupees 300 crores was lost. Children were left destitute. Bereft of his temple, a stone Ganesha, who had been worshipped the night before, stood serving the damage. The mission sent its monk post-haste to the site to provide relief to the earthquake victims. Swami Atmasthanandaji, the Vice President, Ramakrishna Mission, speedily organized relief work in Latur.
It was 30th September 1993. The radio news brought the heart-breaking information about the devastating earthquake in Latur, in Osmanabad district. The descriptions were so horrible that anybody listening to the news will not be able to control his tears, and every listener would become restless to rush to Latur to do anything possible to help those who were still alive. After hearing this news, naturally, being in the regiment of Vivekananda's fort, I became restless. And I knew that we must go and we have to work. Gradually, we established our camp, money poured in, enough for us to work. And as you know, we had selected 3 villages. This is Haregaon, Javalgawari and Kawali. And by the grace of God, with the team of workers and voluntary workers, all with our patrons standing by us, we started working. Naturally, it takes time. There was nothing available. Roads were not there enough to carry materials. Somehow we managed, and these 3 villages came up to the joy of all. And then one by one, they were inaugurated.
The Ramakrishna Mission distributed cooked food, drinking water, food grains, clothes, blankets and utensils to the earthquake victims. Makeshift sheds were constructed for their shelter. Sincerity, love and noble motives brought the monks close to the traumatized people. The region needed a long-term rehabilitation program. government support, the Ramakrishna Mission constructed 646 earthquake-resistant houses spread over 3 model project villages, Haregaon, Jawalgwadi and Kawali. On successful completion of the housing program, the mission went ahead to improve the socio-economic condition of the locals. Water tanks and pipelines were laid by the Maharashtra government to provide the drinking water so rare in this rain-shadow region. Community water posts constructed by the Ramakrishna Mission supplied water to the villagers at their doorsteps. To help the region develop, the government constructed connecting roads from the highways to these villages and introduced state bus services. Thus, basic communication infrastructure, hitherto absent, was created. The Ramakrishna Mission built roads within the villages. However, the only key to long-term development of the region lay in educating the local youth and children. Towards that end, 3 earthquake-resistant schools have been constructed at the 3 villages, Haregaon, Jawalgwadi and Kawali. Children enrolled have taken to the rigors of formal education cheerfully. Each of 3 villages has a multi-purpose community center for the collective use of the villagers. Non-formal schools, outdoor dispensaries, cultural functions, meetings of the village men and women are held in the community centers. 6 such playgrounds equipped with various facilities have been constructed for the physical well-being of the children and youth. Healthy bodies being essential for developing healthy minds. The 3 villages have now been provided with electricity and street lighting. The 3 villages with the said infrastructure were completed within hardly 2 years at the cost of nearly rupees 5 crores. Mornings invariably used to bring fresh waddies to the villages. Agriculture, the only source of livelihood, did not yield enough. What they required, apart from charity and social reforms, was a scientific approach to agriculture, their mainstay. An integrated rural development project was accordingly started in collaboration with the Lok Shikha Parishad of Narendrapur and Excel Industries, Mumbai. Swami Smarananandaji, General Secretary, Ramakrishna Mission, was the person behind the integrated rural development project undertaken by the Ramakrishna Mission through the Lok Shikha Parishad Ashrama at Narendrapur.
That the rehabilitation work done in Latur district is the biggest ever undertaken by the Ramakrishna Mission. It cost nearly 40 million rupees, I think. Yes, 40 million rupees or more. 40 to 50 million rupees it cost. And about 600 houses were built in 3 villages. Rural development program was undertaken. Our Lok Shiksha Parishad, which is a part of our Ramakrishna Mission ashram in Narendrapur, they came forward, and along with Lok Shiksha Parishad, Mr. Kantibai Shroff of Bombay, he brought his expertise through Excel Industries. So this venture was jointly operated for more than 2 years, and a few months back I had gone there to see the effect of this work, and it has really benefited the villagers because they have learned better methods of farming, and the spillway dams, for instance, have been able to store water, and the stored water by percolation has enriched the agricultural fields around the reservoir. Now that is, I think, a new approach. After the rehabilitation was completed, this kind of rural development work has been a new venture even for the Ramakrishna mission. Though we have been carrying on rural development work in various parts of the country for many years, but to connect it with a rehabilitation program in an earthquake affected area is perhaps for the first time it has been done. So this can be a good example and a guidance for future rehabilitation programs also.
Christened the Ramakrishna Mission Vivekananda Gram Bikash Prakalpo, the project had 4 objectives. Educate villagers on how to improve soil and water environment complex by watershed development. Enable various vocational groups to increase their household incomes. Instruct villagers for improving neighborhood hygiene and environmental conditions. And train local youth to take care of future development work. Agriculture being the primary source of livelihood, crop demonstration programs were the first priority of the Integrated Rural Development Project. The annual rainfall of this region is a bare 60 millimeters, with precipitation predominant between the months of June and September. Cultivation was naturally unproductive. A variety of suitable crops for cultivation in the available soil and climatic conditions were suggested. Local jawar, arhar, black gram, sunflower, safflower, wheat, sugarcane and groundnut were the crops demonstrated. Sugarcane proved to be the most remunerative crop. Since 1996, 1,453 crop demonstrations were organized over 590 hectares of land. Nearly 900 farmers were involved in this project. The soil in this region is barren and stony, with hardly any topsoil. The farmers told to plow the shallow topsoil well and then prepare the fields with balanced doses of fertilizers. The Vivekananda Gram Bikash Prakalpo itself enabled the farmers to produce adequate and appropriate fertilizers and quality seeds. Naturally, the productivity after the project shows significant increase ranging from 35.7% to 175% in all 3 villages depending on the crop type. The enthusiasm generated in farming is unbelievable. Whole families are actively employed in agriculture. Farmers frequently meet at the Samaj Mandir premises to discuss modern agricultural techniques as well as solutions to problems such as the need for pest control. Field days and farmers' visits are conducted for sharing experience among them. Councillors themselves visit the fields regularly to give advice and to survey the progress made. Harvest times are periods of flurried activity. Farmers reveal that the bumper harvests now fetch them more money than ever before. Production of sugarcane in my fields has soared to 40 to 45 quintals this year, but only due to proper application of balanced fertilizers. The project coordinators from Ramakrishna Mission helped me procure and apply the required fertilizer and enrich the poor topsoil in my field. To minimize distress selling of bumper harvests, a warehouse has been set up at Kawali with substantial storage capacity. The number of employment days as well as number of people employed, especially women, have increased, as has the income from farming. Construction of 11 spillway dams leading to formation of micro-reservoirs, locally called Basan Bandharas, helps conserve runoff water. Thus, 200 hectares of land has been brought under irrigation, allowing farmers to grow 2 crops a year. The farmers grow sunflower in summer and hybrid jowar, wheat or safflower in winter. Some farmers grow hybrid jowar, onion, carrot, cauliflower in rotation with tur, linseed, urid or rabi jowar. Intensive farming is practiced wherever irrigation is possible. Gram is commonly cropped with jowar and peanuts wherever circumstances permit. Seasonal streams account for the undulating topography and soil erosion in this area. 3 big bunds of 120 meters and 31 nala bunds have been constructed with large but loose boulders scattered over 3 project villages to combat this. The CCT or contour cropping trenches is another watershed project. Runoff water and soil is deposited in trenches. Over the time, these trenches become suitable for planting silvicultural species of a multi-purpose nature. This also has helped villages in various ways, including the development of plantations. Orchard development programs have been encouraged in all 3 villages. 20 hectares of land have been planted with mango, sapota, guava and custard apple. Around each homestead in each village, trees like deodar, ashok, gulmohar, gliricidia, cassia, eucalyptus, as well as fruit trees were planted as part of an afforestation program to enrich the natural environment. With learning and success comes individual enterprise. 12 to 15 meter deep wells with a diameter of 5 to 10 meters involves cutting or blasting rock and then removing it. Although costly and laborious, farmers borrow loans to dig wells and invest in pumps and pipelines to irrigate their fields on an individual initiative. The dry and poor soil needs constant replenishment of moisture and soil nutrients. Our project coordinators therefore emphasized compost making, which rejuvenates the moisture and organic matter content of soil. Grass, leaves, kitchen waste, and crop residues are mixed with dung, sprayed with water, mixed with bacterial culture, and turned. Farmers readily acknowledge the benefits of cell-rich compost. Vermiculture, which uses earthworms instead of bioculture to help decomposition, and nadip are other popular methods of making compost. The farmers get constant care and encouragement from the Vivekananda Gram Bikash Prakalpo. These elderly farmers talk of the improvement in agriculture and living standards due to the mission's efforts. The project has a total of 1,314 hectares of agricultural land under its purview. The farmers still practice traditional methods of ploughing. Not all farmers own the drought animals needed to plough their fields. The project coordinators have created a fund from which loans are provided for drought and milch animals. Farmers are also encouraged to use tractors wherever possible. Milk produced by milch cows help augment the family income. Development might be a continuous process, but as Swami Vivekananda emphasized, all the wealth in the world cannot help even one little Indian village if the people are not taught to help themselves. The goal of Vivekananda Gram Bikash Prakalpo, therefore, has been to encourage the formation of self-help groups from among the youth and women of the village. The youth committee of each village meets regularly at the Samaj Mandir to discuss matters and make decisions pertaining to common issues. Even the young village girls have become awakened. They are aware of the activities of the women's group and participate readily. Women meet at the Samaj Mandir premises to discuss the savings program and other issues.
तरी आपल्याला भाजीपाल्यासाठी एक दिवस खडा करून आपल्याला परगावला बाजारासाठी जावं लागत होतं. परसबाग केल्यासाठी आपली केल्यापासून किती फायदे झाले.
अनुजा व्यंकट मोरे राहणार कोळी.
I'm a daily wage laborer in the fields and I'm going home for lunch. I'm lucky to save whatever I earn by depositing it to my own account with the Mahila Savings Scheme.
महिन्या में 20-25 किंवा 30 भरतो.
By practicing thrift, they have pooled their resources to create a common fund from here to borrow from its times of need. The involvement of women has speeded up the emancipation of the community. Housewives have been inspired by the model kitchen garden prepared adjacent to the Samaj Mandir. Various types of vegetables are grown here, irrigated by liquid waste from toilets and kitchens and fertilized by compost. Many now have their own kitchen gardens in their backyards.
I get the original seeds from the mission's agricultural wing. Today, I grow my own vegetables in my own garden and I save what I would have spent at the market.
Some women have been trained in poultry keeping. They have constructed cages and have been given RIR pullets for reading. Production of egg and poultry meat supplements household resources once again. Women are traditionally expected to cook for the family. As an extension of the health and sanitation program, each home has been provided with a low-fuel smokeless chula, which protects the women from avoidable health hazards.
The smoke from ordinary chullas burnt my eyes and made me cough. These smokeless chullas don't cause me discomfort while working.
A group of unemployed youth has been trained to construct the chullas. The Ramakrishna Mission Vivekananda Gram Bikash Prakalpo disbursed about 22 lakh rupees towards the development of the village biosphere. As the returns materialize, the money recovered is being deposited in a revolving fund. Individuals with entrepreneurial interests as well as farmers can borrow from this fund if they want to see their dreams come true. Even in these remote villages, the youth have been allowed to gradually widen their horizons. This earthquake victim, who has lost the use of his arm, received help from the village fund. He has set up a profitable grocery store. Another youth runs a popular tea stall, begun with a loan from the same fund. Women have also been trained in tailoring. A set of sewing machines has been installed in the Mohila Udyog Kendra, the nerve center of the women's activities at Kawali. Most of the farmers' wives have taken to sewing in the evenings very willingly. Colorful and affordable clothes are now made locally. Shoemaking has been popularized. The young men cut, stitch and glue leather to make shoes that last. Traditional industries like pottery have been revived. This elderly potter is lovingly helped by his wife. In order to provide medical help to ailing villagers, the Gram Bikash Prakalpo started a small first aid center at the Samaj Mandir premises. Common complaints like colds and fever are treated here. In the evenings, the villagers and children visit the local library to quench their thirst for knowledge. The development in the lives of the local people of Latur has moved and satisfied Swami Ashaktanandaji, Secretary of Ramakrishna Mission Ashrama, Narendrapur.
The greatest impact of this work, both the house building work and the rural development work, have shown that if there is a will, we can really go to the people and show to them how a village where there was nothing, not a single house, a totally rebuilt village with human beings full of enthusiasm, full of faith on themselves, and now faith in God. They have found themselves, as it were, and now they are striving to go forward to develop not only these 3 villages. This is an example to the communities in other places also, so that the whole community in the district of Osmanabad can grow their own food. Not only that, they can supply to other districts also and show themselves as a model for development.
At home, villagers may relax for the evening. Special attention is paid to their spiritual and moral training through prayer sessions. More and more of them join the devotional song recitals. Their faith in God remains unshaken. In fact, it has increased and their zest has come back to them. These villagers bear testimony to Swamiji's conviction. Call upon the sleeping soul and see how it awakes. They have overcome the calamity of the earthquake and have returned to leading better than normal lives and confirmed that power has come, goodness has come, and everything that is excellent has come. They continue to pay homage to Ganesh, the ordainer of success and also their local deity. They also have the leisure to take part in Ramayan Gana. They now serve as beacon lights for those in search of a new horizon.